Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Shadowlands has been, for the most part, the gift that keeps on giving, and it's only in alpha at the moment. But, even those small glimpses, is it showing us an interesting shift in Blizzard's design thinking going forward? Let's dive in and have a look. Now, Shadowlands is looking a good compromise between that classic old-school WoW that a lot of us crave, the TBC, Wrath of the Lich King kind of vibe, and what WoW needs to be going forward for it to actually survive. Now, don't panic. Don't panic. This is not a heals versus babyface doom bomb video. No. We're not all being all doom and gloom here. Instead, it's one that ends in what I hope is hope for Shadowlands, is even hype for Shadowlands, and dare I say this after BFA? Excitement? But to get to that land of milk and honey, we have to wander through the weeds a little. So bear with me. It would be good to get your feedback on this. I'm going to say it now. So please feel free to leave a comment and just give me your feelings on this going forward into Shadowlands. Let's dive in. With BFA, we reached a bottleneck between class and content. Limited content for limited classes. That's not good. Now, part of this started back in Legion with the LEGO system. Now, I will say, Legion also gave us many reasons to play alts. That was the balancing act. We had the Mage Tower, we had the fantastic Order Halls, we had M+, which was so much fun back then. But, there is no denying, in the very beginning, gaining those Legos was everything. If you had a Mage and a Rogue, and that Mage that got that best Lego that everybody wanted, well, guess what? You're a mage now, my friend. No two ways about it. Dump that rogue, you are a mage. Now, this eased. Without shadow of a doubt, this eased as the expansion moved on. And by the end, we were playing every class, every spec, and loving it. I, for one, played tank, healer, DPS. I played different classes. I played different specs. And I loved it. And I think it's the only expansion I've ever done that in. And then we move forward, and the Psy has to come into BFA. And we find ourselves punished for playing alts. It has been a painful experience, even now, at the end, when things should be, hey kids, we're almost there, Shadowlands is almost here, the doors are flung open, go crazy, just go mad, enjoy yourselves. Instead it's, go have some moderate amount of fun and enjoyment, you crazy kids. So, we've been playing fewer characters, and this in itself isn't a major issue. It means we can invest everything into that one class, that one character, making them all they can be, learning to play them to the best of our ability. And this is great, if, and it's a big if, the content is balanced around all classes being equal. If my Warlock can be as viable as my Demon Hunter, if my Shadow Priest can be as viable as my BM Hunter. And we all know that's not going to happen. Even if, so many ifs, Blizzard were the masters of balance. They're not. Which we all know, I don't even need to hide that. We all know, Blizzard really can't balance to save their lives. And that's something to keep in the back of your mind. But enough of classes for now, let's move on to the content. Yes, we can talk raiding, we can talk PvP, but M+ is the golden boy for Blizzard. Shall we focus our attention there? It kind of covers all the bases that we need to cover. Now, M+ is something we've spoken of numerous times. The goods, the bads, the high, the lows, everything. Over and over again we've mentioned and spoken about M+. So we're going to skip the bulk of the details, and we're going to sum it up by saying it favours simply fast mobile classes. It favours a new breed of WoW classes rather than the old kind of stagnant ones, I say with air quotations, the stagnant design that we've had in the past. And in short, only a handful of classes are really wanted by the community. And this, in a world where we don't have a lot of characters to pick from, is not great. If you picked poorly at the beginning of WoW, or the beginning of BFA I should say, but in the expansion, you are stuck having a miserable experience. People not wanting you when you queue for M+. People not wanting you for raids. The Pug world is a harsh wasteland of discarded classes. And you may be one of those that's actually like, nope, I always stay relevant because I swap characters, I jump around onto the next big thing, the next must-have, so I never miss out. But then, what joy do you have in the growth and development of the character? What investment do you have in the RPG adventure? You may as well be playing Call of Duty. Either way, neither makes for a very fun experience. I know it sounds crazy, but this is, like, fun is the reason we are here, to have enjoyment during our downtimes. So what changes going forward? Well, Shadowlands on the surface is actually making matters far worse, and I only need to say 2 words: Covenant ability. Yeah, we see people getting extremely frustrated about how Blizzard are handling these new abilities. And I've spoken about that before, link will be in the description. And I can see it from both sides, if I'm being honest. It does look like a return to this BFA lockdown of fun. No more flexibility, no more choices about what I want to play. You're locked down to, even worse than not being able to play at all, you're locked down to, you need to play 4 versions of the same class so that you don't miss out. But the truth is, Blizzard, they're not designing this game around the 1% of the 1% that need to do this. And I do stress the word need, because that's important here. If we may sidetrack a little bit, because I feel it's worth it here. For the top players, there's money contracts. There's big money on the line now. There's livelihoods on the line to world first raiding. So missing out on that #1 spot can mean it means you being cut from your team. It means you losing your pay packet. We only need to look at Method and their roster changes since losing to Limit in the last world first race. So they need to be just fighting for those percentages. But for the rest of us, the truth is we don't need to do that. Now, people will still do it, without a shadow of a doubt. Some will want to be seen as elite, that they're doing the same things that the pro players are doing, to be cool, to look down on others. And there is nothing wrong, I'm going to say this, with min-maxing. Wanting your character to be as good as it can possibly be. But a lot of that does come down to player skill. Top players need that 0.1% DPS difference that a ring may give them, because that's what separates them from their competition. They're all great skill players. But there is a big difference between wanting to be a good player, wanting to have a character that is good and all it can be. And I would say that's where most of us are. We're not the world's most gifted in terms of player skill, and we'd always love a few more eye level on our characters. And then there's the others, the forum warriors. We all know them. Those people who apparently raid at a mythic level, who push 20 plus keys in their sleep, but have a level 10 character on their forum profile. You know them. They're the same people that apparently they do all these great things, and yet they're still in your +5, calling everybody a scrub, and they're the ones making you all the mistakes. I'm surprised, given how many of these people there are, that we don't have thousands of guilds pushing the world first race. Because they're all out there. Apparently all amazing. I remember during the Method world first race, Kana was on the sofa, and he had said in the past that the Shaman was not good at the moment. It was in a bad place, was not great, was trash, basically. And everybody, while Kana was on the sofa, was saying, Shamans are garbage, ha, Shamans are rubbish, don't take Shamans, all this kind of good stuff. And he turned around and said, well, yes, at the very highest level of play, for the extremely few players that live in that realm, for maybe 5 or 6 guilds in the world, if that, but for everyone else, Shaman is all good. There's nothing wrong with it. Realistically, there's not much wrong with any class. Take them all. It's better to take a good player on a Shaman than a rubbish one on a Fire Mage, because Fire Mage happens to be, flavour of the month at the moment. But it's sad. It is sad how few people think about that. But as always, I digress. So let's get back on track. Let's get back on focus on the Shadowlands. If we accept the RPG flavour of Covenants, the risk-reward aspect, that you pick it and that's the ability you have, and you remove the grind from playing WoW, instead making WoW about enjoying playing your range of characters, seeing the story of the Covenants from different angles, trying out Torghast, pushing the floors, and plus on fun classes and different specs. then that time investment that Blizzard are so focused on isn't because I have to grind my neck. I have to do all of these islands. I have to get my neck to 75, to 80. And I have to keep doing that to keep staying relevant so I can get my pug spot or my raid spot, whatever it may be. I believe Blizzard have finally learned. And I believe that they're making Shadowlands a playground for us. For alts, for mains, for whatever it may be. Where, okay, I accept my Warlock may still suck in M+, but that's okay because look, your Ellie Shaman is a lot of fun, so play that in M+. But don't worry about your lock not getting the chest, the gear, the titanic residue that you're missing out on. No, don't panic. Because now everything you do is going to go towards putting something in that chest. You want to raid? Sure, have an item. You want to just do world quests? Sure, have an item. You want to do a plus 15 M+? Fine! Have an item, it's all good. Now all of your characters can enjoy opening that reset chest. Every player can have that fun. And I think Blizzard accept that balance is never truly going to happen. With the way we all min-max, we all have that min-max meta in our heads. We all watch the MDIs, we all watch the arenas, we know what's best. So instead, what they're saying is, hey, just have this playground. Love world PvP on your warrior? Go for it. Love doing some M+ on Demon Hunter? Cool. Love raiding on your priest? Hell yeah. Arena on your rogue? Crack on. To me, that's a game I want to play. I want to jump in, I want to taste all these different aspects, I want to experience them. And I want to be free to do that, but still get the same rewards. Do I wish my class was, do I wish my Warlock was good in M+, so I could play my Warlock in M+? Yes, of course I do. But I don't mind this world either, where I can jump about on different things, get different flavors, see things from different perspectives. I like that. As long as my investment is rewarded somehow, be it whatever aspect of the game, be it, Jesus, pet battles, I don't care. I want to be able to jump in and play this game and just love it. Like I've been doing while I've been taking time off from WoW at the moment. Because the more I see Shadowlands, the harder it is for me to log into BFA. So I've been playing stuff like Assassin's Creed Odyssey again. I've been playing The Witcher 3 again. And they're amazing. And they reward me going back and playing it and looking at it from different aspects. And I want that in WoW. It's meant to be an RPG. I want to see that again. But that is me done, ladies and gentlemen. I need to take a breath. I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all have a good evening. I will catch you all tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.